What's up guys, James here from Boot Wizard, and today we are bringing you a full review of the very limited edition Nike Total 90 Laser Remakes. Boom! What's up? So like I say, we're going to take a look at these Total 90 Laser 1 remakes from Nike. These dropped about 4 days ago. Mine were supposed to arrive the day after, but yay for the postal service. Doesn't matter, they are here now. If you want to have a look at a full unboxing, I posted that video yesterday and the link is down in the description. For those of you that don't know, the Nike Total 90 Laser 1 was originally released in 2007. It was released under a huge marketing campaign. This was a big evolution in the Nike Total 90 boots, and it was promoted heavily by Fernando Torres, mainly by Wayne Rooney, and these guys had big marketing campaigns. The Wayne Rooney one with the "Put It Where You Want It" Dirty Sanchez Boys ad campaign I thought was incredible. It's one of the only boots that I've really bought into the hype of through the marketing campaign. It really was that good. So 12 years later, after not really doing any remakes or re-releases, Nike have been consistent about the fact that they are going to make boots moving forwards and not really go back to the old stuff. But honestly, I think Adidas's re-release of the Predator lines over these last few years have really kind of forced Nike's hand. Those are so popular and they're such a huge deal that Nike couldn't really afford to not do their own remake. And they've started with this, and I think it is the perfect choice as a first remake for Nike. So the upper on these is a Teijin synthetic upper. Now I know that pretty much we always associate the Teijin synthetic with the Mercurial, but it was actually on these boots as well. It's just not nearly as thin. Same material, but much thicker. Not in a bad way, it just provides a completely different sensation. So in the same way, it's still nice and soft. I can't complain about it at all. And you really do get the feeling that it's going to soften up and be beautiful once you've worn this for a little while. Obviously, you cannot escape this giant strike zone down the middle of the boot. This is the precision rings zone. So this obviously was designed to give you a huge striking area, a big clean striking area, so you could be confident in hitting the ball. Now, let's get a closer look here on this. So what this is all of these ridges are rubber striking element, and the whole idea of these was to provide you with better precision and swerve and power. So this was to be able to put it where you want it. The whole ad campaign. The mesh was the event mesh. The whole idea of that was to keep your feet cool, stop your boots from smelling. They've retained it here. It looks exactly the same and completely identical to the original. It didn't really work that well on the original, so I suppose it's not really going to work too well on these either, but it's nice that it's still there. The tongue is a standard tongue. It just, there you go, normal tongue that runs through the middle of the boot and connects to that huge strike zone and the precision rings there, so no one-piece uppers here. If you are very familiar with the originals, you mean very familiar, you'll have noticed that the heel counter is smaller. It's way more streamlined than it was on the original. So that's kind of our first difference for the boot, and it's to do with the brand new Soleplate, which we'll get to in a second. And then the only other difference is here. This Nike Zoom used to be in a clear panel, and you look through it to see the Nike Zoom logo. But again, because they've made this smaller and more streamlined to suit the new Soleplate, that's been changed as well. Alright, I just mentioned it, so let's get into the Soleplate and the stud pattern. Very simply, this is the NIKE Hypervenom Phantom 3 Soleplate and stud pattern that has been slapped onto the bottom of the original upper. So it's It's not a bad thing. So I'm not against companies putting their new sole plates and stud patterns on these remakes because it means that they are very wearable. It shaves a whole lot of weight off, it gives a much better traction, and it means you can go out and play in them. These boots, the Predators that just got re-released, they are designed to be played in. Get them, yes, they're limited edition, go out and rock them on field. That's what they're there for. Obviously, the most outstanding thing about this is this footprint that runs all the way through here, the skeletal footprint. This is super cool. This was on the original, it's on this one. I really would have been sad if this hadn't been here. I really like that design choice on the original. I love it even more that they've included it on this. The heel of the boot features the Total 90 logo, and then you can see down here my limited edition number. So mine are pair 968 out of 2,000 available pairs. So I'm very fortunate and I feel very lucky to own a pair of these. Alright, let's take a look inside the boot. So in here you have this synthetic leather, I believe, liner. It's a little slippy. I do prefer synthetic suede, but this is what the original was, so I'm not upset about that at all. I'd rather it was accurate to the original than they changed it up too much. Taking a look at the insole, so the insole is fairly standard. It is not a Nike grip insole. It's a standard kind of mesh piece on top with a single layer of foam on the back. If you saw my unboxing video yesterday, you'll know that I got a bit stressed because I could not find the air zoom unit in the bottom of the boots. The originals had an air zoom unit just here, which was designed to give you more cushioning and make it basically more comfortable to wear the boots. It's not there. It is here. I found that about 10 seconds later in the video. This is the air zoom unit. They couldn't fit it in these boots because they couldn't do it with the new Soleplate. It doesn't work. So they put it in with the insole. So it is there. You do get the air zoom unit, and I'm very pleased about that. I'd have been very annoyed if in a one-to-one remake they didn't include the air zoom unit. But it's there. Don't panic. Like me. Alright, let's talk value for money on these boots. So, these boots are a limited edition, only 2,000 pairs in the world, and they cost £210. Now, if you compare that to the Adidas Predator line that came out recently, which was nowhere near as limited, that took weeks to sell out. I'm pretty confident these sold out within an hour or so. They were £300. The Beckham Zidane collaboration 19 plus, that's £280. Even a full price current model Nike top end boot will set you back £240. So when you combine all these things together, these actually become quite reasonable in my eyes. When you look at the resale market on these are already being sold for in excess of £300, and the value, I believe, will only go up. I don't plan on selling mine ever. I plan on using them. And honestly, I don't really agree with the business of buying boots to resell them. I think you take away the option for somebody who really wants these boots to go out into a store or online and get them, and then you're just fleecing them for extra money for your own gain. It's the same as like ticket touts, ticket resellers. It really irks me. I hate it so much. So I don't ever recommend buying boots on the day that they come out to resell them and make money off them, because honestly, I just think it's a move. But on the whole, can I consider these good value for money? I think when you compare them to what's around them, you take into consideration that they are only 2,000 pairs and that they are likely to only increase in value. I actually think these were probably a very good buy and good value for money. So these get a big old thumbs up from me. Alright, Alright, let's take a look at the weight and see how they compare to anything we might be able to get our hands on. So popping these on the scale, these come in at 268 grams, which isn't exactly heavy, but by modern standards, it's definitely not light. To give you a comparison, if I take one of Nike's top-end models at the moment, the Phantom Vision, that one is 198 grams. It's not even close. And if we compare it to something super old school, let's take my Copa Mundials, they are 302 grams. So I wouldn't consider them excessively heavy, but they are certainly not a light boot. Alright guys, let's take a look at these on feet. I think we can all agree that they look pretty fantastic. The yellow and black colorway, that was the colorway in these for me. And if nothing else, the nostalgia value is worth absolutely every penny on these. I think they look fantastic. In terms of how they fit and feel, as far as my remembering of how the originals fit, these are basically the same, but maybe a little narrower, and that would all be down to that new Hypervenom Soleplate, which has just tightened it up just a little bit on the fit. But on the whole, these are an incredibly comfortable boot. That's probably how to best describe these. Personally, I really like it. In the heel, they do feel a little looser than I would normally be expecting these days, and that again is more than likely down to this V lacing system, V-twin lacing system that they have. It's just not the best lockdown ever, but I don't think it takes away from the feeling of the boot, and like I say, 100% you could wear these. Alright guys, that's all from me here at Boot Wizard today on the Nike Total 90 Laser 1 Remake. If you did enjoy the video, do give it a like. Stick a comment down below, let me know what you think of these remakes. Maybe should they have made more and made them a more general release, or are you happy that there's just the 2,000 pairs? And do remember to subscribe to pick up more content like this. Thanks a lot for watching, have a good one, and we'll see you soon. It still has like the bottom.